Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Jim the Brat, and I'm back with another freaking video. Today guys, I will be addressing something that's been trending on on TikTok for a while now, and I'll kind of be like reacting to this girl's TikTok where she talks about bottle service in Houston, promo teams, management, all that stuff. As you know, I've been a bottle girl, and I've been trying to be a bottle girl since I've lived in Houston in 2021. That's when I moved to Houston. So I've been all through the nightlife, from being a stripper to being a bottle girl, all that stuff. So I kind of have my own experience with the things that have been going on, or the things that I've seen in Houston. So yeah guys, I will be reacting and just listening to her story, and I shall give you guys my own input and why I feel like you should or should not be a bottle girl in Houston. So guys, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into this video. Okay guys, so I currently have her video pulled up, and it is this girl right here. Amber, her name is Amber Retro. I'm gonna listen to her video. I'm also gonna insert the video too, so that you guys it's like we're watching it together, just so that you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about and kind of see my reaction to what she's saying.
So there's something that I'm going to get on here and talk about, because I'm tired of seeing people just like glamorize it on social media, and they're not really telling y'all what it is. I know y'all get on here all the time, and y'all get on TikTok and y'all see these videos like, oh, this is your time to become a bottle girl, and you think, oh yeah, I'll just pick up and move there, and you know, I'll go to a casting call and boom, I'll be a bottle girl, no problem. But there's some harsh fucking realities about trying to be a bottle girl, especially a bottle girl here in Houston. The first thing that people don't really talk about is the fucking casting calls, because there's casting calls where you'll literally go and there's like 600 other girls there trying to get the same fucking job as you. Like, I've been to casting calls so big to the point where I contemplated walking out the bitch, because I just didn't even want to be there around that many women all trying to compete for the same job. Then it's like promo teams will have these casting calls where they'll allow like 500 through 600 girls to come, and they only end up hiring like 8. And then the big one, people never talk about the colorism in the bottle girl industry. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people that have came to Houston, you've gone to certain establishments and you notice that it's mostly light-skinned girls working there. And that's not to say that you can't be like a brown-skinned or dark-skinned girl, like, and getting a bottle girl job. I personally had a bottle girl job before, but it's very fucking rare to see somebody my skin color or darker working for a promo team. Like, I literally had a friend that got into one of the biggest promo teams in Houston and was told that they were surprised that she got hired because she was so dark. Like, they're that fucking direct. And another thing they don't ever tell you about is how your boss will literally try to fuck you. I cannot tell you how many situations I've seen and dealt with of the person running the promo team trying to fuck the fucking waitresses. Like, it's absolutely disgusting. Literally, the last promo team that I was on, my promoter was actually fucking one of the waitresses, and like, some of us were wondering why she was always on the fucking list to work, and then all of a sudden it made sense. They also don't tell you about how many times you have to post on social media. I know when I was in a promo team, we literally had to post 3 time slots a day. It was to the point where I was losing engagement on my Instagram because they got so tired of seeing those fucking flyers. And sometimes with bottle girling, you could go into it being more broke than you were before. Like, if you're not booking sections and getting people to come into the clubs and you're still having to fucking kick out money for uniforms, that can be very stressful. And I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Like, when it comes to women that look like me or that are darker, it's very hard to get a fucking bottle girl job. And there's a lot more cons, in my opinion, than pros.
Well, you heard it. It's like, okay, so really, okay, so she made some very, very, very truthful and great statements in her video. I'm not gonna lie. The one, okay, I'm gonna start with the casting calls first because I'm not gonna lie, right? When I first moved to Houston, I got accepted into 2 promo teams, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, they were cool. Like, they were cool. They had dark skinned girls, light skinned girls. Like, it was very, very, very diverse. So I thought that, you know, like, going on, and I made both promo teams, but I did end up learning that for me, there was no point of me trying to be in a promo team, just moving to Colorado because they expect you to book. And like she said, if you don't book, then you're not gonna work. So there was no point of me going out with these people. There was no point of me going to meetings. There was no point of me doing all this stuff if I knew that I wasn't going to be making money and I wasn't going to be booking, because I literally knew 0 people coming into Houston. And I still barely know people coming into Houston. I'm very to myself. I do not really like to go out and socialize other than if I'm with my friends. Like, and if I decide to meet people and they want to be cool and they want to come up to my job and book with me, I am very grateful for that. But if you do not have a big following in Houston, if you don't think you can really book in Houston, I wouldn't suggest being part of a promo team, because you're not going to work. It's a waste of time. You have to buy outfits. You have to do this. You have to do that for you not to work. It's dumb. And so that's my whole thing. And then at that, when it comes to casting calls, I'm not going to lie, 98 point something percent of the time, it is a waste of time, because they're interviewing 200, 100, 300 girls at a freaking time for them just to maybe hire 1 or 2 for real, or maybe, if you're lucky, like 4 or 5 girls. Like, it's a waste of time. And then at that, they do group interviews, so it's like, do they even really remember what you were talking about? What really made you stand out for others, because of the fact that, like, you're interviewing with 5 other girls. Like, how are you supposed to remember everything that this girl said, or her energy, or her vibe? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And so I stopped going to casting calls. I refuse to go to casting calls. I will not go to casting calls no more. Y'all are not about to waste my time. And I'm not gonna lie, there's another TikTok that I'm gonna react to in this video. She makes a valid point, but I'm gonna touch on that later. But I'm not gonna go to casting calls, because at the end of the day, for one, like the girl says, a lot of the times, girls who are my color, darker than me, or a little bit lighter than me, they ain't gonna hire us anyway. And let's really be real. Like, when it comes to the colorism in Houston, I've noticed it bad. And I'm not gonna name any establishments, but if you come to Houston and you go to some establishments, you'll see it for your own self. Like, they'll barely, like, you'll probably see 1 or 2 dark-skinned girls. But I feel like they do that to be like, look, we hire dark-skinned girls. But I feel like they don't really broadcast the dark-skinned girls on social media. They don't really put them out there like they put the other girls out there. And I'm not just saying that because I'm like some bitter-ass person. Like, I know I'm gorgeous. I know I work hard. But you know what I'm saying? It's not rocket science. Like, you can literally go to an establishment and not see 1 dark-skinned girl there. And to me, I feel like I was very shocked, because of the fact that I felt like when I moved to the South, like, because I'm already from Colorado, so I kind of already experienced colorism in a sense. Like, I experienced colorism my whole life, but for some reason I felt like I still got love and I still got appreciation. People still wanted to hire me. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really, like, back when I was doing work in the nightlife in Denver, like, I feel like they didn't look at my dark skin and be like, oh, I'm not gonna hire her because da 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 da. Like, I feel like I didn't go through that with, like, the whole hiring process. I feel like I didn't. But out here, baby, you'll walk into even some strip clubs. Like, I'm not gonna say no names, but Trending on TikTok also. When they have their little casting calls for their dancers, you probably only see 1 or 2, maybe 3 out of like 50 dancers be dark skinned. People call them out on that shit. But do people care? No, because at the end of the day, y'all are still going to support these establishments regardless. So it's just kind of like people feel like they could just do that. They feel like they can just, you know what I'm saying? Like move the way that they move, because at the end of the day, we as a black community, black owned establishments, don't give a fuck. As long as it's bringing in money and you're having a good time and you're popping bottles, you're not going to not support an establishment because they don't hire dark-skinned girls. That's why they continue to do the things that they do now. That's why promo teams continue to do the things that they do now, because the world has given this acceptance that hiring dark-skinned women really doesn't matter because we're not as appealing. And this is not coming from my mouth. I think dark-skinned women are gorgeous. I am a dark-skinned woman. But I've always heard that dark-skinned women are not as appealing as light-skinned women. So that's what they'd rather hire, the more exotic-looking ones, the ones with the curly hair. Girls can have the worst attitudes, worst work ethics, as long as they have this particular look. It doesn't matter, because the niggas are gonna show up and spend money because they're surrounded by foreign and exotic, and you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, y'all have created this problem, and us dark-skinned women are the ones that have to deal with it. We're the ones who have to reap the consequences. Because, baby, when I tell you, like, it's so hard. Like, and she's dark, she's lighter than me, baby. When this ring light comes off, I am a dark-skinned girl. Like, I know y'all see, I'm a dark-skinned girl, and I see this for myself, like, with my own 2 eyes, and it's sad and it's depressing. I ain't gonna lie, like, but thank God, like, I work at a job where, you know, everybody is, like, equally different. And so I really mess with my work environment, because we're really like a family, and that's why, like, it'd be so hard for me to, like, want to leave my job, you know what I'm saying? Because we've created, even though we have our hard times, like, we're like a family. Like, we're all different in our own ways. Nobody looks at each other like they're better than each other. Like, we're all sisters. Like, I know y'all seen my vlog from my birthday. That is my family. Y'all see me come in every shape, size, tall, skinny, shit, studs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're really a family. And so all that I'm better than you, this, oh, like, we don't work like that at my job. So I'm very much appreciative for that. But for the other women who are out here and who moved to Houston, like, don't be fooled, baby. It's not easy at all. Don't let these TikToks fool you. Don't let these vlogs and, you know, bottle girl vlogs fool you, because it's not easy trying to get into these establishments. You will not walk into places and see girls who look like you. You won't. Because I barely do. So that's what I have to say about the whole colorism thing. That's real. I really didn't want to speak about it in the first place, but honestly, at this point, I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the truth has to come out. It's not easy. Like, it's really not easy out here for us. And even though you could be very hardworking, you can be gorgeous, you're still not going to be appealing enough for them, baby. You could work as hard as you want to, have the most craziest, extensive work, baby. If you don't look how they want you to look, it don't matter. So I stopped going to casting calls. I'll go up to a place and apply. If I get the job, I get the job. If I don't, I don't. But when I tell y'all, like, yeah, she's speaking facts, I ain't gonna lie, she's speaking facts. And when it comes to, you know, promo teams and having men, you know, have promo teams, and I've only really dealt with one promoter who was really on some weird shit and pretty much, like, was trying to recruit me to his promo team. And the nigga was talking about, you know, like, we can make a lot of money together, and da-da-da-da-da, I live in a penthouse, and da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Like, just really trying to pop his shit like he's trying to, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, what do you have? You having a big-ass penthouse, and what does that have to do with me? Baby, I want to get money. I want to work. I don't give a fuck about nothing you got going on in your personal life. Work is work, and you are you, and I am me. I don't give a fuck about nothing you're doing. Period. So yes, some of these men, I'm not going to say all of them, but some of these men, yes, they do use the promo team to get girls, get put, punani, to, you know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, they know these girls want to work. So to them, it's like, what you going to do to work? That's why Dream don't work for nobody. I work for an establishment, I make my money, and I go. If anybody makes me feel uncomfortable, I go. I will never work for you again. That's just what it is. I will not work for anybody who makes me feel uncomfortable. And so that's just what that is. I don't know. But yes, these promo teams, some of them don't have the right. Some of them aren't promoters for the right reasons. And she's speaking facts on that too. So that's what I've went through. I also wanted to look at one from Atlanta, because y'all know Dream has been trying to go to Atlanta, and I've been trying to move to Atlanta. I've been trying to, you know what I'm saying, really get myself together for that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this Girls from Atlanta, and I'm gonna react to hers and let y'all know, like, see the similarities and the differences with Atlanta and Houston. Because I'm not gonna lie, like, when I went to Atlanta, I did see a lot of gorgeous dark-skinned girls working in them popping clubs. So I don't know if her experience is different, but I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna see.
So I just came across this girl's TikTok. She had her stitches off, so I wasn't able to stitch the video. But basically, she's talking about not to glamorize the bottle girl industry, especially in Houston. She's talking about the colorism and about, first of all, how hard it is to get the job, and about how your managers just want to fuck you and stuff like that. And I also talk about like bottle girl stuff specifically in Atlanta. And I had a video, well, I have one up on my page. It's like almost at 1 million views, saying like everyone thinks they want to be a bottle girl until you realize you gotta deal with this, and everybody's in the comment like, girl, I deal with that already, I'm gonna go for it. Very lighthearted comments, I understand, but like, y'all really don't get how the industry is. And actually, I recently just stopped being a bottle girl permanently in Atlanta. Like, I just quit my last job last week, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. First of all, let's talk about these casting calls, okay? I've been to maybe 5 casting calls in the past year in Atlanta, because y'all saw a couple of videos where I was talking about I wanted a different job and I was looking for a new club job or whatever. Hundreds of girls go to these casting calls, okay? Big clubs that you'd want to work at. I'm convinced that they only put those casting calls on for show and for social media, because not just because I'm not getting hired, but because if there's maybe 200 girls at this casting call, I know maybe a good 15, 20 of them just from working in clubs and girls that I know. How is it that none of us ever get hired? No girl that I ever see go to these casting calls ever gets hired. I swear they do these casting calls just so that they can post on social media, look how many girls are coming out wanting to work for us, we the most popping club in Atlanta, and then they don't actually hire any girls. So you'll be there maybe an hour, 2 hours, and completely waste your time. And then if you're hired, you're light skinned. The colorism is so crazy. I've been to places and I've like whispered to my friend, you notice how every girl working here is light skinned, like they all look the same? And that's several places in Atlanta. And then the shit that you gotta deal with once you're in the club. Picture this, you already have to walk around in a uniform that you had to buy yourself, maybe $80. You're completely ass out wearing fishnets. Your ass cheeks are out, boobs probably out too. You already got to deal with the customers trying to touch you, and I made videos about that, and trying to pay you to touch your butt and doing the most. Now on top of that, you also have to deal with your manager trying to fuck you on a weekly basis. And I'm not talking about just subtle flirting. I'm talking about outright will just say shit to you. That's happened to me multiple times, to the point where you almost feel unsafe. So let's say you're ignoring your manager. You're like, I'm not fucking that nigga. Like, what? Like, you will see that you will not be put on the good days, you won't get the good sections, and you won't be like in the good bottle service sections. This happened to me at my last job, so I know this firsthand. The girls that will flirt back or maybe do a little extra are the girls that are gonna get scheduled every weekend, scheduled the good days. It's crazy.
that oop. And that oop.
So there's something that
And that oop. So you heard it from her. I mean, it seems like Houston and Atlanta have like the same kind of problems. Am I surprised? No. Atlanta, yes, I'm actually really surprised about the colorism part, because I swear, like, when I went to like Compound, Republic, Oak, when I went to all those places, like, I swore I seen dark-skinned waitresses. Like, am I bugging? I don't know, maybe things have changed, because I really haven't really went out in Atlanta since like New Year's 2020. It's 2022 now. I don't know, but I'm shocked. I mean, I guess there's a lot of similarities, but I mean, I guess a lot of people compare Houston and Atlanta in the first place. I just thought that every time I went to Atlanta, like, it was just always such a good vibe. Like, I've never really gotten like the colorism aspect of it, like, from myself. But I'm not invalidating nobody's feelings. And that makes me think a lot too about whether I should go out there and attempt to be a bottle girl. Y'all, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, like, it's really hard. And it really shouldn't be that hard as a beautiful, hardworking, you know, black woman who wants to work at black establishments. It really shouldn't be that hard to, you know, like, get jobs and stuff, because at the end of the day, like, I thought black men and black women are supposed to support each other, but I think at the end of the day, like, some way, somehow, black women seem to always either put each other down, or they seem to always get put down, especially dark-skinned women. And one point that she did make about these casting calls, and the thing that I've always noticed, is that every time that there's a casting call, they always have cameras, videographers there. They always recording the lines. They always, you know, recording the girls who are doing it. And to me, it does feel like it's for Instagram. It does feel like, yeah, like, I'm really that. Like, I'm really that promo team. Like, people want to work for me. But it's just kind of like, nigga, damn. Like, at the end of the day, like, people are really out here struggling. Like, people are really out here trying to find jobs, and all y'all worried about is clout. And that's another reason why I do not like Houston. Everything is about clout here. You gotta have clout to do this, you gotta have clout to do that. Bro, I don't know. Y'all, I've literally, like, if it was up to me, and I know this sounds crazy, like, if I could just find like a nice place, if I could find a nice place out west, probably like Arizona, I'm not moving back home. But if I had to, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's becoming too much, like, where it's just kind of like people aren't treating people like human beings anymore. Like, people are more like, I don't know. It's just kind of like sickening almost to like live in a place like Houston, where it's supposed to be all about black love, black support, black this, black that, but the only way you get support is if you look a certain type of way, you have certain designers, or you have this type of jewelry, or you get, you know what I'm saying, like, you live this facade of a life. That's the only way people really like respect you, want to hire you, want to do things with you, is when you look a certain type of way. Niggas really don't give a fuck about what greatness you can really bring to the table, because you don't fit their physical standards. It's fucking sickening. And so when they say that these are the things that they don't tell you when you move to Houston, baby, I really mean to tell you that it is hard. Do not come out here just thinking it's gonna happen like that. It's not. It literally took me 7 to 8 months to actually get a job at an establishment that really is just like all, you know, it's fairness. in a sense. Like, it's fair now. So I just want y'all to know, like, come out here, be prepared to struggle. Some of you won't, but a lot of y'all will. It's not easy at all. And of course, nothing like in life is easy, but when it comes to living out here, baby, it's all about appearance, looking a certain type of way, having this many followers on Instagram, having clout, looking like this, looking like that, driving this, driving that. That's Houston, baby. So prepare for that. That's really all I can say. Both of these ladies spoke facts, and I hate to hear about their experience, but I promise you, y'all, there are thousands and thousands of girls who go through this too. And maybe I'll do like a video with a few other bottle girls who have had the same experience as me. But I just know, like, casting calls, I ain't doing it. That's out the window. So I will work at my job until I can find something where I could just walk in and apply and try to get a job, because I'm not doing casting calls. It's not good for your mental. Because you'll be sitting there like, So I don't know. That's my experience. Maybe I'll do a part 2 with some friends so that, you know, you can get their experience, because not everybody's experience is negative. So guys, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.